So it looks like we got our 3 players.
Nell is all muted and stuff.
Alright, let me unmute myself from here.
There
Welcome!
she is.
So I hope you guys are ready for an interesting adventure.
Yes.
I'm going to do my best to try to get this. Don't expect this to be perfect. Don't expect this to be perfect any stretch of the imagination. It has been a very, very long time since I have run a D&D campaign. I mean, a very long time.
It's alright, this is the first time I've been in a D&D campaign. I won't notice the difference because there isn't one.
Alright. Can you guys hear the music in the background at all?
A little.
Okay, good. As long as you can hear it a little bit.
Wait, what's going on?
Okay. I am going to basically set the stage here for the campaign, as long as everybody is ready.
I'm not ready. Are we not in the roll 20?
No, it's purely theater of the mind.
Oh, shite. Okay, yeah. I can do that. Hold on a moment.
Whoa, wait, what?
Basically, all you need from Roll20 is essentially your dice if you don't have physical ones, and your character sheet.
That's actually what I was using.
That's fine. If you need a dice roller, let me know.
Nah, I'll just, make a, empty game to put things in.
I think the chat bot in the Discord can roll dice as well.
Right. I'm going to repaste the advertisement in the general chat room as well, just so people will pay more attention to it. But with that in mind, I hope you guys are ready for some adventure.
Oh, yes.
Is everybody set?
Alright, yeah, let me close out of the MMO, actually.
Bye-bye, Star Trek Online. I'll be back later.
This is going to both eat my attention span and my...
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah. I mean, this thing would, if I don't close it. Alright.
If you can hear the music in the background, I am going to mute the music on. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. And let me adjust this. There, we should get no feedback now.
Yay.
And that means I can also turn the music up.
Okay.
Is this music something you're playing locally, or is it on a link somewhere?
Combination of both. I'm playing it locally from YouTube.
You could always link us to whatever track you want us to play for atmosphere.
Alright, well this is more so just background atmosphere for setting the stage.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to just throw this down here then if you want to listen. And if you've checked out the streaming page, you'll see exactly what's going to be happening for your campaign.
I better do that. Actually, that's not the stream page. That's porn. That's the wrong Discord server.
What is it?
Well, I mean, it depends, doesn't it? It could be the right one, just not right now.
Alright, and
Alright, we'll slide this in.
Just have to... Where the frick? Alright, just have to transfer this over to Roll20 so I can do stuff.
Oh, the Curse of Strahd. I have no idea what that is, but I see a vampire.
A curse. It's a curse.
Alright.
Alright, let me get some basic music going here.
Just like for the people who didn't see the character creation, I used a class they just released, so
That'd be interesting.
yeah, they do some pretty crazy shit. Like every few levels, they get a new magical item.
I'm just a burly barbarian.
Yeah.
Just your run-of-the-mill cleric.
And on top of that, I got a pretty good roll for it too. Just like randomly generated. 13.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, all 4 players are here.
Shit. Yeah, go on.
The stream keeps deciding it's going to bust. It's just me.
Might
What
be
else
just
watching
you. I'm
is getting
showing
that?
no frame loss whatsoever.
Close a few tabs here, see if it's just a browser issue.
Hopefully not. Well, I mean, hopefully there's nothing wrong with it is what I mean to say.
Yeah. Oh, do you have character portraits
Nope.
that you want to put up or anything?
I has no character portraits yet. I figured I would leave that for you guys to come up with for the next
Well,
game.
I have character portrait for a core already. I
Oh, that's
tweeted
only
that,
one.
and somebody was drawing their character before we started. I can't remember who.
Alright. Is Yilva going to come off of mute? So we can begin?
Okay.
Yilva, if you'd rather not, that's fine. But I would need you to communicate through the stream chat, if that's okay. So that way, it's there on the record for recording. I would prefer voice, but it's not absolutely required. Okay. So we're going to start off here. And your group has been traveling a little bit together for a little bit ways now. Traveling towards Neverwinter, coming from Waterdeep. And you are camped out tonight in the Misty Woods. Okay? Sitting around the campfire is your party, and you we're gonna play a little bit of an interesting start off for this, and we're gonna imagine that this is a movie setting, okay? And we're going to pan around, and we're gonna start with Beto. Why don't you tell us about your character, who they are? right. And after our wonderful cleric, the camera pans a little bit further, and sitting nearby is Peyo's character. Well, just give us a brief explanation. Okay. Okay, so we have a very quiet what?
It shoots. You're not sure what it shoots, but it shoots, and it does something. And she seems to use it as kind of a body language amplifier. She'll point to things with it when she wants attention drawn to them or whatever.
Okay. Why don't you describe a little bit about what she looks like?
Short. That's the first major thing. Short. She has incredibly long hair that you'd think would take a really long time to keep clean. It probably does, actually. And she uses some sort of corrective eyewear. It doesn't look like it is like some expertly crafted thing. In fact, it looks like she made it herself in the worst possible way. And other than that, she also looks like she hasn't been out in the sun very often.
Okay. So that's our gnome. You're a gnome, right?
No, I'm human.
Human? Okay. I couldn't remember if you...
Just a short human.
Okay.
That's what.
The camera continues to pan. And eventually we reach Tessa's character.
Sitting at the fire, poking at it with a stick, is a very large, very imposing, grey-skinned half-orc. He's got a scruffy beard but no mustache, and piercing blue eyes, almost ice blue. And he's just sitting there, scratching himself, poking at the fire. His name is Kor, and he's come from very far away so that he can fight things, kill things, and get coin. And that is his only motivation in life, to see what things can do to him and what he can do to them. As far as the group's concerned, he doesn't have an unfavorable opinion of anybody. If he did, he'd have been done a long time ago.
Alright. And last but not least, camera pans over to our fourth and final character. Yelva, if you would do the honors.
That depends. Can you hear me?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, we can.
Sweet.
Off to the side, not stands, but more like sits down while a panther lays its big midnight black head on her hooded face. Is the ranger Rossi, or as is her nickname amongst basically every circle she's in, Lightfoot.
Alright, and why don't you describe her a little bit to us?
Rossi is a wanderer, of course. She goes between the various settlements along the coast, providing a bit of guidance, making sure people don't get stuck amongst the Marsh of the Dead or the Swamp of the Dead, that little dead hellhole by that Warlock cave just north of Baldur's Gate. If anything, what stands out the most is the fact that she just can't help but have a smile on her face, even if that means a panther is basically throwing her about the camp because it's having a fit.
All right. So, as the night progresses, the campfire starts to wane. It gets dark. The mist seems to be a little thicker than what you're all used to. Do you guys call it a night?
Don't see any reason not to.
Are we out in the middle of the wilderness, just like on the trail, or?
You're not far off of a trail, but it is in the middle of the wilderness. From what you can tell, there's no animals around, aside from like your standard woodland creatures. Nothing like dangerous or anything.
Kor chucks his stick that he's been poking the fire with into it to add extra kindling. He looks at the group and he says, "If you want, you can take a rest. I'll watch out for a while."
Alright. The rest of you gonna sleep then?
Sure.
Alright, Core, make me a fortitude save.
For the D20?
Yes, please. And don't forget to add your modifier.
Fortitude.
Be your constitution.
Oh, Constitution. So that's D20 result plus 4. That's 6. That's not very
Well,
good.
you didn't fail, but you. Well, I shouldn't say you didn't succeed, but you didn't critically fail. A couple of hours into the night, you slowly doze off. You're not sure really why. You think it might just happen to be the effects of the mist. But morning rolls around, except it's not really bright and sunny. It's very dark and overcast, but you can definitely tell it's morning. When you all wake up, feel free to make a perception check.
Oh, yeah. That'll be
7 plus perception. Perception.
left side 9, right side
Plus
critical
4.
fail.
So that's 7, 8. 11.
What do I
15.
roll for that?
That would be a d20, and then add your wisdom modifier. And if you have perception as a class trait, you get to add your not premier. What's the word I'm looking for?
Proficiency?
Thank you. You get to add proficiency bonus to it.
Oh, sorry.
24.
19.
Okay. All of you notice that this is not the same forest you went to sleep in. And whoever got the 24, you could tell that the road that you were traveling on is gone completely, and that the mist feels different.
Alright, the hell's going on? I know I didn't sleepwalk because you're all here.
I know I didn't drink, so I don't know what just happened.
There you can see that there is a road not too far from you. However, it is very clearly not the path that you were on.
This is unnatural.
We're not anywhere near where we should be.
Well, shit.
Okay. What are you guys going to do?
Is it still in a forest or woodlands or whatnot?
Yes, you are still in the woods. There is a path nearby. The trees are completely different. Where you were before were evergreens, and now it's like more so the trees are like a standard spruce, but there is no leaves.
One moment.
Oh, I've just noticed something I got wrong on my character sheet. I have a survival specialization going on. I didn't adjust the number. It says +2, which is my normal wisdom score.
For your perception?
For survival.
Oh, okay.
I can't change it like this because I've just got a picture of it.
Considering that
Keep that in mind.
Lightfoot is natural explore bonus towards forest, she tries to pinpoint where exactly they are.
You have no idea. Doesn't matter what you roll, you have no idea where you are. However, I will give you this. On the road, there is a sign. Feel free to read it.
What language is it in?
It's in common.
Okay, excellent. Do I need to roll anything to read it?
I'll let someone take this one.
No, you, give me 2 seconds here. The sign says it's the Old Slavic Road. And one direction reads Gates of Barovia.
Would not like history help me figure out more about that?
You can roll. Go ahead.
$12.
You have not heard of Barovia before. It is not something that is familiar to you at all.
Okay, I have no idea where we are.
Keep going, but like, give me 5 minutes.
Anyone else want to take a stab at it?
Actually, yeah. What do I need to do?
Stab at what?
What are you gonna do? Are you trying to
I'm
stab
okay
the
with something here,
sign?
'cause, I heard stab, and I wasn't really paying much attention.
Please tell me you're not actually gonna try to stab the sign.
It could be a mimic.
Do you want me to stab the sign? I
No,
can
we might
do
need it.
that. You sure?
Yeah, just hold off on the stabbing.
What about slashing?
Don't hurt the sign.
Can I kick it?
Sure.
Right there. So Cole rears back and gives a massive boot at the sign.
All right, the sign kind of topples over. It wasn't really, putting up any kind of resistance.
Right,
Do
give
you
me
feel
another. Well, we'll in a bit. I mean, it went down a bit easy. Could have put up a better fight, really.
Right.
All right. So
Lightfoot
you
just
kicked over a sign. Congratulations, you get 0 XP for the sign.
I
make
get
a nice
0
kindling.
XP, but it was an experience.
Sorry, go ahead. Potato, you were about to say something, I think?
No.
Okay, so you kicked over the sign. If you happen to look up, you'll notice that there's also nothing flying through the air. Yilva, you can notice there is no forest animals around. It is a very barren place. But further down the road, you can see that there are trees with greenery, except it's more of a dull greenery.
We're gonna have to go somewhere at some point, so let's just go toward the green places.
Behind you, there is a thick fog, and by thick, I mean very thick. If you go near it, you will have trouble breathing.
Yeah, I don't like that way.
I tend to agree.
Anyone wanna chime in on that? Cause I'm just gonna go ahead and start going the other direction.
She
Why
just
don't we just
points her.
follow the road and see where we end up?
She just points the cannon in the way of the signs pointing.
Well, where the sign was pointing, it's kind of pointing at the ground now.
Oh, did you actually do that? God damn it. Okay. I have no idea how I can indicate if I'm in character or not, but
You're fine. If you want to say you're basically pointing in the direction that they're going. I'm treating everything that you guys do as in character.
oh, great.
Yeah,
The mute
yeah.
has been speaking. I'm already. Oh God, what the fuck?
All right, so you guys are gonna head down the old Slavich road.
Yes, after
Yeah.
Lightfoot is done giggling her ass off from the Spartan sign kicking, she'll lead the way on top of her panther towards the greenery.
All
Core
right.
just gives her a big, wonky toothed grin.
Okay, so you folks head down the old Slavich road. You've been walking for, I would say, the better part of a couple of hours. When you reach a large gate, the fog kind of spills out around the sides and the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses looming in the fog. Huge iron gates hang from the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate, their heads now lying among the weeds at their feet. They can only greet you with silence.
Is the door locked?
It's open.
It's open. Right then.
It's not open all the way, it's kind of like half hanging, but there's nothing stopping you from pulling it the rest of the way open.
I mean, you could kick this one open.
No, you can't kick this one open. You can't kick it. It's bars. It's a gate. You have to lift it.
Well, I didn't say he could kick it to open it. He can just technically just kick it.
Even Core bores of kicking inanimate objects.
All right, so you're approaching the gate.
Yeah.
As you approach the gates, they open up slowly. There's a deep, loud screeching as the hinges move to lift the gate up.
Right then. It's been good, lads. I'm off.
And off to where?
You make a good point. Just saying, that's a bit creepy as balls.
I don't know about these creepy balls, but if you would like to go under first.
Right? So
Yeah, alright, why not? Fuck it. Of course, just strolls his way in, nonchalantly.
I will follow behind.
all right. So you cross.
Hands on his hips, bare chest pointing forwards to lead the way.
So do you all cross underneath the gate?
Yeah.
Lightfoot being last, yes.
Okay. Once you cross the gate, it closes behind you with a firm clatter, slamming into place. You'll notice that the metal parts bury themselves into the ground, essentially locking themselves down.
That's not ominous.
I'm just gonna remind you, this is your idea.
I take full responsibility.
Good.
All right, the path continues onward in front of you. It's a straight way, but you'll notice that the mist sort of thins out a bit, and you can see that it's a bit of a plains with interspersed trees. But ahead of you, you can make out what seems to be a village.
Well, it's not all bad. We can go to taverns now.
Assuming anyone's there.
If they're not, it's free.
I do
Assuming
like free.
they don't rise up to kill us.
I don't see the problem.
You can't put an arrow into an undead corpse.
That's
You
why I'm
can.
not carrying a bow and arrow.
Technically you can, it just may not stop them.
She just grabs the little like reloading part of the cannon and clacks it a few times.
Core, lead the way again.
Well, if you say so. I mean, you could say please once in a while.
Please, once in a while.
Why, thank you. I think I'll go down this way now. And he just picks a direction and walks down towards the village.
All right. What is your passive perceptions, everyone?
Passive perception is 2.
Does
But I do have the danger sense.
One.
that passive wisdom?
That is your passive wisdom bonus, yes.
15.
Okay, so you have a 15. Tessa, what's
13.
what's your straight wisdom?
Straight wisdom is 14.
Okay. Everybody else?
13.
18.
16.
Okay. Who had the 18 again? Yova?
Lightfoot.
Lightfoot. Okay. All right. So, Lightfoot and Corn. Sorry, I'm gonna get your characters' names messed up for a little bit. I apologize. You can feel that there is something off in the area around you. That you are not alone on this path.
You know, closer we get, the more I'm thinking, might be a good idea to have a weapon handy. Just keep 'em out.
Mine's already out. Way ahead of you.
Core takes his big old greatsword from his back and draws it out with a sing of steel and clasps it in both hands and proceeds forward.
I would love to hear an audiobook from you, man. Anyway,
Okay, as you're progressing forward, you will notice that coming up on the side of the road is a small graveyard. There does not appear to be much to it. A couple of unmarked graves and a gallows.
This seems inviting.
Well, you could hang around a while.
I don't have anywhere else to go.
It was a joke. It was
Oh,
gallows.
I-
Hang.
A dwarf doesn't understand that.
I'm supposed to be the stupid one.
Yeah.
You can smell
Lightfoot
something.
has a giggling fit and pulls her spear from her back.
You guys can all smell something kind of nasty around here, but that's not to be unexpected. However,
Sorry, I haven't showered in a week.
however, you can roll a perception check for me if you want.
Fuck it up.
19.
It's 8 plus 4. 12. I can math. Shut up.
11.
24.
Okay, so we got an 11 and what?
I got
12.
Lightfoot got 24.
Feline, what are you doing?
Alright, so Lightfoot definitely notices this. The rest of you do not. The stench leads you off to the side, just around the side of a tree. There you find a human corpse, half burned and half buried in the underbrush. It's about 15 feet from where you guys are right now. The young man appears to be a commoner. His muddy clothes are torn, raked with claw marks, and crows have been at the body, which is surrounded by paw prints. The man has obviously been dead for several days, and he has a crumpled envelope in one hand.
Can the claw marks be particularly distinguishable?
They are very clearly wolves.
Alright.
Lightfoot muses. Well, I guess you couldn't stay in the ground or on the ground. And tries to take the envelope letter thing.
Uses what? You cut off, sorry.
Lightfoot muses. I guess he couldn't make the decision
Oh,
to stay
muses.
in the ground
Got it.
or on the ground.
All right, you can take the letter. It's not that difficult to grab. The letter in hand has a large B set into its wax seal. The parchment is worn and flimsy, and it's obviously a little bit blood-soaked because of the body.
So the letter is still sealed with the mark.
Mm-hmm.
Mimi, stop. I'm sorry, I've got a cat that's knocking shit over.
Lightfoot gives the letter a once-over, then hands it over to the cleric.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Before finally getting off her panther and realizing she's been on it the entire time.
Nice kitty. Good kitty.
Mimi, I don't know what the hell you have found, but don't touch it.
That. All right. All right. Can I notice? Is it like a symbol? A seal? Is it a sealed symbol?
It's a letter B on the wax symbol, or for the wax seal.
Core squats down by the corpse and pokes it 3 times, turns to the group and goes, "Yep, he's dead."
Excellent deduction.
Well, you said they might rise up. I'm just being thorough.
Got it. I'm gonna break the seal and open it up.
All right. Inside is a old letter. It says, "Hail thee of might and valor. I, the Burgermeister of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Lena, sorry, this is terrible handwriting, Kolyana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. How my dear Liliana languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbol of good. Let holy men call upon their power, that the devil might be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrow to our graves and save the world from this evil evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after all are departed for a better life." And the letter is signed about a week ago, and it's from Kolyan Indrovich.
I'm gonna try Can I try a nod's history on that one?
Go ahead.
$14.
Nope. You don't know nothing about this.
Boy, I am full of nods today, guys. I got nothing from this letter.
I got something.
You can't actually tell that a Burgermeister is a title for somebody who's in charge of usually like a town or a city. I'll give you that much.
All right, so well, we're on the right path to something.
All I know is I haven't killed a vampire before.
I mean, I think it's safe to say that none of us have.
Usually try to go out of my way to avoid the undead.
Her eyes just shift to the right slightly.
Is there anything else I can discern from that?
The only other thing you could probably discern between the letter and the body is that he was going the direction you were coming from.
Alright. So other than anything else around the body?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
$23.
Now he's just wearing simple leather clothing. But you can hear the faint howl of wolves in the nearby area.
Guys, this might be in the middle of feeding time. We may want to start figuring out what to do next.
Can Lightfoot tell if they're natural or unnatural wolf howls?
They are natural wolf howls. But they also sound very angry and very pissed off.
Right, you're not gonna like this, but I have an idea.
At least someone does. Go for it.
This poor sap has already proven tasty to wolves, right?
Right.
I reckon we should bring him with us, and if we encounter any, I'll lob him at him.
Well, if there's like more than one.
Well, that's what weapons are for.
I like you.
I like me as well. Quite good, me.
The other two. I'm looking at the other two like, what do you think? Alright. Any ideas?
Lightfoot is just holding her head in her hand. Get away.
Alright.
Hold on. What was I gonna say? She just grabs like something from her pack. I think the thieves' tools have a stick in them or something, and draws a little thing on the ground that shows like a bunch of little houses, and then a circle around it and the word "good" written around it. Like it looks like she's trying to say, actually physically draw the circle of good around the town.
I mean, if that's where we want to go,
The wolves are getting louder.
we
I
should get
think we're
going.
running out of time on this one. I'm just gonna
You need-
grab this fella right here. Paul just reaches down, grabs a hold, and hoists the corpse.
She just puts her foot down, like gets rid of the thing she drew, and immediately sets off with the orc.
Lightfoot puts the spear away and pulls her short bow from her back and follows suit.
Got my mace and my shield at the ready.
With her panther right by her side. Can't forget about him.
You could tell your panther is very agitated. Your panther does not feel comfortable in this setting.
Right. So Core sets off with the mute toward any large building that's nearby.
The only buildings that you can see are the town, which is still off in the distance.
Off in the distance, so we're not there yet.
That's correct.
Okay. In that case, I suppose he's heading to the town,
Met with making haste.
making haste, with a corpse over his shoulder.
Alright, so you are basically all booking it there, correct?
It's safe to say yes.
Yes, but Lightfoot digs in her pack as she's running and pulls out her rations and starts ripping apart some meat to try and lure, like toss away from the road.
You're about halfway to the town when you can start to see that the trees nearby are getting thicker and thicker and getting closer and closer together. And you can also hear the scratching and clawing as these animals that you can't really see because it's dark enough, but you can definitely tell there's quite a number of them, and they are getting closer and faster. And they seem to be avoiding your food that you have been throwing behind, and are more intent on live prey.
Well, that was a good effort.
Right.
I still maintain that lobbing this guy at him will work.
I'm not arguing with it. Just do it.
Then lob the corpse and see if it works.
Gotta wait until you see the whites of their eyes first, and then he's gonna do it.
Okay. Let's see.
If the eyes are white.
All right. You are about 200 feet from town now, and the path is opening back up again. Behind you, as you come out into the clearing area, you can see 5 dire wolves are apparently leaping out of the woods and chasing after you. They're about half the size of Core.
We're not going to outrun these things.
That's a pretty big dog.
You're staying a good pace ahead of them, but they are catching up. If you probably throw the corpse and keep running at full speed, you could probably make it into the town before they catch to you.
Alright then. Kor stops and turns on his heels, and with a mighty heft just shot puts the corpse forward at the wolves.
Alright, I want you to make an attack roll for me. So,
D20?
yeah, it is not a weapon that you are used to. So I need you to roll it twice and take the worst of 2 rolls, because that is considered disadvantage.
That's 7. What am I adding anything onto that?
For your attack,
Strength?
it's going to be strength for this, because you're not trying to hit anything, you're just trying
So
to intimidate.
it's 13 for the first roll. And yeah, okay, so the worst one is 13.
Okay. Okay, so 3 of the wolves basically stop and are ripping this body apart. Like, not like, trying to eat it, but like are physically trying to rip it apart. 2 of them are still chasing after you, even though they paused for a moment to look at the corpse, giving you an extra few seconds, and then chase after you again.
Right, well, as soon as he'd lobbed this corpse, Kor's booking it with the rest of the group again.
Alright, I'd like you all to roll dexterity for me.
D20?
D20, add your modifier.
19 plus... What was that, dexterity? Did you say? What kind of roll?
Dexterity.
Okay. So it's just 19. Straight up 19. No bonuses.
Critical fail on the dwarf.
Tylindel, we are playing over Discord. We're not all together, so this is purely theater of the mind. Okay.
17 with modifier.
Does anybody get below 5?
The dwarf.
Alright. They are catching up to you in a right quick hurry, because you are lagging behind everybody else.
I am a small little dwarf. My legs can only carry me so far.
Mimi, stop.
Lightfoot turns and draws a shot to provide some sort of help.
Okay, make your attack roll.
Okay, that's
Where
regular
the
D20.
fuck did you find tinfoil? Go. I'm
Conspiracy
sorry.
cat confirmed.
Yeah. The real one
Is,
is the cat.
is that a 1D20?
1d20 to hit. Don't forget to add your dexterity modifier because it's a bow.
And fighting style archery.
Yeah.
If I can find it.
Right.
Okay, +2 bonus. I've rolled an 8.
Okay. That
And
does
that's with
not
bonuses.
hit. That does not hit. Okay. Anybody else gonna try to help save your dwarf?
How far away are they?
Basically, if you don't get the dwarf in this turn, they are going to probably be on him.
I mean, in feet.
Oh, about 30 feet.
Actually, that's really good. Without thinking anything else, the character, I think her name's Strahd. Yes, that's what it was. Digs in a heel so that she can spin around really quick, sights the gun up, and fires it.
Okay, make your attack roll.
What would I even need to roll? It doesn't really say.
It would be... To hit would be 20 plus your dexterity modifier for the gun.
It doesn't have a dexterity modifier, it just says you're proficient.
No, like, whatever your dexterity modifier is.
Oh, yes. Okay, I see. That makes more sense now. I assumed it just hit. Thought that was horribly broken. 21.
Alright, you hit. Roll your damage.
Does 2d6. Actually, 3d6.
That's
one of
pretty
them.
powerful.
Yeah, it's hideously powerful. I think it's going to get nerfed in the next release.
Oh, more than likely.
So 2d6 normal damage is 5 damage, and then 1d6 thunder, because this is just... We're 3rd level. At 1st level, it's less. Total of 9 damage, 4 of it's thunder.
Okay, the dire wolf is... reels back. It's not dead, singed, but it basically gives it a moment to kind of brush off the shock of what you just did, giving you time to get into the city and bar the gate.
Move your ass, dwarf! Come on!
I'm coming. I'm coming. Huffing it.
Alright, so you guys get inside the city. You've barred the gate. You take a look around.
Just give me a minute.
Cor gives a belly laugh and pats him on the back a little bit too hard with his fat, meaty hands.
Oof.
See? You can move when you have to.
Not as easy with all this armor.
Why'd you think I'm naked? Well, except for the loincloth, of course.
Right.
Okay, so I'm assuming you turned around to look into the city itself.
Yes.
Okay, tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surround everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. Tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings, and the windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for the mournful sobbing that echoes throughout the streets.
Probably gonna follow the closest sobbing noise.
How big are these streets?
Big enough that you could fit like 2 horse and carriages through.
Oh, okay.
So, pretty much a road.
Lightfoot readies another arrow just in case, but follows the gasping cleric.
Bulveric.
Okay. So you're heading towards the house with the sobbing sound?
Yes.
Okay. A moaning sob floats through the still gray streets. Coloring your thoughts with sadness, the sound flows from a dark, two-story house. The house appears to be 40 square feet, is boarded up and barricaded from the inside.
Try and knock on the door.
There is no response.
Here, hang on. Let me. And Core knocks on the door as well. With all of his might.
Make an unarmed attack roll against the door.
Is
DC is
18
21.
plus 6. So yeah, I definitely hit that. It's 24.
Alright, I'm not even going to make you roll for damage on that. You knock the door in. There's a shriek from upstairs. I mean, you just busted down someone's door.
Sorry.
Hello? Is anyone in here? We mean you no harm. We're just some lost adventurers, and we could really use some help right now.
And an ale if you got any.
Ale.
She seems to
Bit
ignore.
parched.
Like, the voice seems to ignore and has gone back to its sobbing.
Alright.
Or ignorant bitch.
Well, I'm gonna try and see if I can go wherever that voice is from and approach them.
The voice seems to be coming from the second floor.
How are the stairs looking? Nothing dangerous or blocking the way?
No, but it is dark in here. Very dark.
I got vision, low vision, dark vision.
Okay. You get
She
up,
says what? Oh,
you get
never mind.
upstairs, and there is a single room that's out in the open with a door. Sitting in the middle of the room seems to be a person wrapped in very ragged clothing. They seem to be clutching something very closely and looking out the window, sobbing.
Do they appear to have any wounds or marks or anything distinguishable?
Not that you can see from this angle.
I slowly approach them, one step at a time. Making sure nothing, any sudden movements are coming around while approaching them.
Okay. She's, for the most part, not paying attention to you and seems to be hugging whatever it is in her arms and sobbing.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna pretty much get up to them, a hand on the shoulder, see if that gets a reaction at all, as well as some words like, can you tell me who you are? What's wrong? How can I help you?
Who are you? What are you doing in this place? Leave me alone.
I'm Bolveric. We're just some lost adventurers. Just got chased in here by the wolves. We could really use some help. Who are you?
My name is Mary. I don't know why you're here. Please, just go away. She's clutching what appears to be a doll in her arms.
How young is this woman?
I would say she is in her 40s.
Alright, and what about the doll? What can I see about it?
It is definitely a children's doll.
Is there anyone up here with me? Did the other guys follow me?
I did.
I forgot your name, I'm sorry.
Her name is either Sard or Chalcedony. I haven't figured it out. Just call her Sard.
Sorry, I turned behind to see what's with me and see if maybe they can also help.
You picked the worst person to possibly get you to help, actually.
I don't know. I'm here. I'm just as confused as you guys.
She just, it's hard to explain exactly what she does, but she, can I check to see if the doll is in any way enchanted? Would that be an Arcana check?
That would be an Arcana check, yes.
Alright. 13. 18, I think.
There is nothing enchanted about this doll. It is a normal children's doll.
What happened here?
They took my Gertruda, my little girl.
Who?
The same one who took everybody. That cursed being.
Core, meanwhile, downstairs is trying to figure out how to put the door back on.
And Lightfoot is still kicking.
Make an intelligence check, Core. For you, the difficulty is 21.
That's 12 minus 1, so 11.
You put the door upside down and backwards. You can't seem to fit it in right.
Wait, it wouldn't fit in at all because the hinges would get in the way.
Exactly.
Okay, sorry. So who did you say did what happened?
My darling Gertruda. She was taken from me. The beast comes in the night and takes away all of our children.
Do you know where these beasts come from?
They come from his castle, his palace in the dark. Every time there's something that's good and joyful in our lives, they take it away. You can also see from this angle that the malformed doll has a strange leer and wears a sackless dress.
So beasts from the castle. Who's in charge?
Cursed one. The one who has controlled our lands for ages.
Well, we don't know what's going on there, but we can't have this keep happening to this town.
My dear Gertruda, if only you were back with me. I miss you so much.
Alright. Well, since there's not much else I can do with her, I'm gonna head back downstairs and let everyone else know what just happened. And well, actually, I should have asked. Could I see the castle from out the window?
Nope.
So we don't know where the castle is.
That is correct. Too much fog, mist, and trees.
Alright, hold on. I go back up to her. Where is this castle?
Who are you asking?
I'm going back to talk to the crying lady.
I don't know. We've never seen it. Why would I ever want to see that place?
A map or something that can help us.
The only one that might have seen it. Those travelers, those strange people. Oh, I cannot remember their names. And I can't either, just give me a second.
And Core yells up the stairs, "Hey, have you got any nails?"
The Viztini. They might know, but they are filthy people.
Do you know where I can find them?
They go wherever they please. Travel around. Living, breathing, and dying. They are no better.
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave the woman where she is and kind of inform the others about the situation as well as how we're gonna go find this person to get to the castle.
So that's a no on nails then.
No.
Well, I'm fucked if I know how to put this door up.
We'll figure that out later.
Alright, he just drops it.
Door falls to the floor with a thud.
Strahd jumps slightly due to still being upstairs and immediately goes down. Sees the door on the ground and gets slightly irked.
If you want to fix it, go
Well,
ahead.
Tried.
Just, yeah, what is the check for that?
For you it would be an intelligence check. Same thing.
Okay, good. Yes, Roll 20 would let me roll. Oh, it rolled 3. Hold on. Let me just roll one final one. 16.
You know that door hinges go in the rest of the hinges.
Alright, she just, like, props it up in the correct manner and shrugs.
The door is kind of sitting there loosely, but at the very least it's not, on the floor anymore.
She finally breaks silence and says, "There's no way I'm going to fit this on."
Well, I was impressed for all of 12 seconds. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Alright, well, if anyone else got any leads, let's go ahead and keep exploring the town.
I reckon we should explore where the tavern's at.
Alright, yeah, alright. Tavern.
Okay. You wander around for a little bit, but eventually you see a sign that says Blood of the Vine Tavern.
Sounds like my kind of place.
It's basically, you can tell that it's there by a single shaft of light that thrusts the illumination into the main square. Its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, the sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming that this tavern is the Blood of the Vine Tavern.
Door closed, locked, boarded.
It's perfectly open.
Oh, sorry. Missed that. Alright, I guess I'll just go ahead and lead in this time.
Ankor quite happily follows.
Lightfoot puts away her bow and arrow and pulls a spear, but follows.
Okay, the tavern is about 60 square feet. Close inspection of the sign reads that it originally said "Blood of the Wine." The sign says "Blood of the Vine." The N has been scratched over with the letter over the letter F. So used to say "Blood of the Vive." Don't know why, but that's what it says here. When you enter inside, you can see that there is a blazing fire in the hearth, which gives scant warmth to a few huddled souls within. They include the barkeep, 3 women sitting together, a man in the corner who happens to have long hair and chiseled features.
Alright, Carl, I'm assuming you're gonna go talk to the barkeep.
You damn right I am. What do you want?
I'm good. Go ahead and get what if you want, if they have
Anybody
any.
else? Anybody else?
I'm fine.
Just me then. Fine. He stomps over towards the barkeep and goes, "Excuse me, you the barkeep?"
That would be my profession, aye.
Oh dear.
What's on tap?
We got the beer.
What kind of beer? I'm stupid, but I know there's more than one.
We got the only beer that's available in the next 4 cities.
Sounds delicious. I'll have one.
The 2-cupper.
Alright then. Also, the fuck is going on here?
What do you mean?
I mean, the whole, not being able to see 10 feet in front of my own bloody face, and, wolves that are about half my size outside, and a dead guy, and, there was this woman with a, she was crying and stuff in her house.
Ask him about the beasts from the castle.
Ask about what?
The beasts from the castle.
Yeah, that too. Beast's Castle, yeah.
As you
Oh, here's your copper, by the way, and he puts 2 copper to him.
the barkeep basically polishes a glass, pours a really shitty beer, and hands it over to you. Yeah, and I don't know what you're talking about. All I could say is that this place is a curse. Everything has gone to shit. Everything will stay shit, and we'll all die in shit.
Sounds a bit shit. But
Very optimistic.
so you don't really know much about a castle then?
Which castle are you referring to? There is only one that we know of.
The one that's bad.
You mean Castle Ravenloft?
If that's what it's called, then yeah.
History on that one.
Okay, you can roll on that. Again, Ravenloft, what did you get?
24.
24. You have heard of the name Ravenloft. It is definitely something you've heard of in the past. It is rather illustrious name, older name, but it's something that you haven't heard of in a very long time.
And yet I thought they were just stories.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how you think of it. It's something that's more like stories and hearsay, not something that would be, all that common.
Then that's the castle we must go to. Do you know where that is?
No, I don't know anything about that. But you'd probably have better luck talking to him. And he points to the chiseled gentleman. Meanwhile, while you were discussing this, the three women that were huddled together seem to be keeping their eyes on you. And you will also notice as well, there's a strange absence of, well, for lack of a better term, life in a bar. This bar is, aside from you guys talking with people, it's dead quiet.
It seems more like a refugee thing than an actual... Like the people are in here to take shelter and not drink. Right?
That's one way you could look at it, yeah. They are drinking, but it is dead, essentially. It's more along the lines of they're here because they have nowhere else to be.
Strahd walks up...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Strahd walks up to the man, just on a slight whim, and says, "What is the current time?"
It would be about just before midday.
And what would the day be?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure how they keep track of time in D&D, so
She's
it would
trying
be
to see
whatever.
if there's-
It would be whatever the current actual date is.
Okay, I was going to say she's trying to track to see if there's any discrepancy between the current date and another date.
No, there is not. It is literally the same day.
Core takes 3 long gulps of his ale that's maybe not that great, but it's the only thing there. Looks to the 3 women, holds up a hand and goes, "Oh!"
She immediately drums her hand on the table and says, "Gauge distance from Neverwinter to this location."
What's a Neverwinter?
Excellent. This isn't going to work. Thank you for your time. And she just, drops a single gill on the... Not gill, goddammit, I'm still in...
They're still in Final Fantasy mode!
I'm in another fucking dimension. Hold on. Drops a single coin on the table and just follows Core, making... I don't know, trying to make sure he doesn't punch someone or something.
You sure you don't want a beer? It's not that bad when you get over the taste and the smell.
The gentleman is sipping his wine, and he gestures to Core. I won't have a beer, but you are welcome to join me, all of you. You can have a seat here. It's not often that we
Fine.
get people that come in from out of town.
Oh, someone a little inviting. Guess we'll take them up on that offer.
I get
It's
the
nice to
feeling
meet somebody who's not crying.
I get the feeling we're slightly more than out of town here.
I can see that your people are a little bit more of the rugged sort.
Kor shifts his sword belt over his shoulder, holds onto it in one hand, ale in the other, and parks himself in a seat.
So, I'm wondering, would you be willing to do a job for me? I could use definitely some strong help, some people with a bit of muscle behind them.
You should probably ask these lot, because we might have more pressing business to deal with, but I'm up for it if they are. I don't care. Yeah. What's the job?
Yeah, we got nothing else we can go on right now, so we'll take whatever we can get.
Job will be accommodated in exchange for information. Proceed.
Basically, I need help escorting Irina to a town called Valaki. It's a settlement at the heart of the valley, beyond the view of Castle Ravenloft, and hopefully beyond the reach of Strahd. I realize moving her is a bit of a gamble, since she is vulnerable to Strahd when she is outside of her home. But I've heard assertions that Valaki is well defended. It could be a safe place to keep her.
Might I just say, all you people talk awful funny round here.
I think, my friend, it is you who speaks strangely.
Probably even worse for Strahd, because she doesn't seem to be using... She seems to be going out of her way to make the most obtuse, horrible version of the sentence she is trying to say. You wouldn't use this kind of word for this, or whatever.
Wow, alright. Alright, that was like that. No, it works.
She just grabs a little... Do we have paper? Parchment?
I'm assuming you would. I mean, you probably have some of your packs.
Yeah, something that can be marked. She pulls out something that can be marked, just a sheet of
Actually,
paper.
you have a piece of paper with a little bit of bloodstain on it from earlier, if you remember.
That might not be the best thing to show to someone.
No,
Why
but
not?
do you
Kor
remember the
sitting
name?
there with blood all over his
I
shoulder.
would say, let's give it.
He's hefted a corpse.
It's like I have the letter.
Yeah.
Like, do you? Maybe you can tell me some more information about this. I put the paper on the table and I slide it over across to his side.
He looks at the paper, and then slowly rubs his temples. He goes, "Where did you get this?"
Found
Dead
it.
fella. Wolves got him, and then almost got us, but he saved us in his own way.
He was thrown at the wolves by the orc.
Well, to be fair, he was already dead.
He was already dead.
Yeah, I didn't throw a
the
village at
competition goes
wolves,
on.
because that would be a bit... well, I mean, I might do it if my life depended on it, and it kind of did, but on this occasion, was already dead. And he just leans back and drains the rest of his stein.
This letter is signed as my father's, but it's not his handwriting. Someone is trying to let Strahd know about Irina. This is not good. We should probably see about moving her soon. I can imagine that he probably won't wait around much longer to get his hands on her.
Without any further hesitation, she pulls out a blank sheet of paper, places it on the table, draws what should be the current village, and says something along the lines of, "Where do we go?" Like, draw on this the route to Valakia, or whatever.
Okay, so
It's
basically,
not actually much. Go on.
basically, from where you are at, he points to a large house down the street. And he goes, "Irina is there. Valaki is another town far, far to the west."
Directly west, or south by southwest, or north by northwest, or...
You would have to follow the main road. It's a little ways.
Main road west. That is acceptable.
And what kind of beasties would you, what's around these areas that we might want to watch out for?
You should keep your nose down and your head carefully placed. There are ears and eyes of Strahd everywhere.
That's a bit difficult. I'm quite tall.
If any of you want to make a perception check.
Sure.
Lightfoot will do it too.
I keep forgetting that
Well,
perception
that's
is
a crit fail.
17.
Okay.
13.
Corey knows his dick fuck all. In fact, Corey is so enthralled, he's basically mesmerized by the Ismark the Lesser.
16.
Okay. Those three girls have not stopped watching you this entire time. They seem very intent on keeping their eyes on you.
Why do I
Lightfoot
feel
leans-
uneasy?
Lightfoot leans forward on her spear and from her panther perch and makes a very subtle indication towards the trio.
So that he's not core strong suit. What would I roll for him to actually notice that?
You would not be able to notice it. You rolled a 1.
Oh, okay. Well, that solves that, doesn't it? He's too busy drinking and talking to his new best mate here.
Pretty much. Basically, for the next little bit, you don't know dick fuck all outside of what is absolutely going to be blunt as an object.
She just slowly proceeds over to the women and asks why exactly they've been staring.
It's not often we see outsiders. You are like new and different. We wanted to know who are you and where you're from. What are you doing here? Tell us everything.
In exchange for information on this locale.
Why, you are in the village of Barovia. It is not much. It is a quiet little town. It's on the outskirts of Barovia, but you are welcome here. Please sit, stay, have a drink. We will keep you company. Tell us everything.
Her eyes flatten and furrow a bit, and she means the locale in general, world at large. What is this place called?
Why, you are in Barovia. There's nothing
the
more you
village.
need.
Not the village. I am aware that the village is already called Belarovia. I mean the locale at large, the country, continent, planet, material plane if possible.
You are in the country of Barovia.
The village
Can I-
is called Belarovia and the country is called Belarovia.
That is right. Where are you
Can I-
from?
Can I history that to see if they're speaking truth?
You certainly can.
Okay,
No, that's not happening.
what is the landmass that this country is located on called?
I don't think you're gonna get much information.
It makes sense. This character is a sentient Mars rover, basically. She's going to
Cool.
brute force information.
Core leans
They
towards his
don't know
rather
much.
handsome drinking buddy
Okay.
and
They don't
whispers
much
under his
about that
breath.
kind of stuff. They just know that this land is called Barovia. The town is, or the village is also called Barovia, and that's about it. They couldn't tell you like how big it is, how large it is, how like what the dimensions are. Nothing. They just know that that's the town name and that's the country name, and they're ever so interested in you and who you are and where you're from.
Information regarding origins is considered apocryphal at this time.
I'm called a mighty, and
God.
Oh, you are
Well-
so big and handsome. Come,
Well, thank you,
please,
I know I am.
sit down, have a drink.
I'm already sitting down. I've already got a drink, thanks, but yeah.
She takes this moment to just duck out. It is
tell
perfectly
Tell us
clear.
all about yourself, where you're from, who you are, why you're here. Tell us everything. We are interested.
Core,
I'm called a
don't.
mighty,
Core,
and what?
Core, we I don't think this is the best time to tell them who we are when we're kind of on a mission.
Oh, don't be like that. It is all fine and dandy. Here, have another drink. Have some wine.
Is there anything unnatural with the trio that Lightfoot can tell?
Other than them never shutting up, yeah.
Roll perception. Yeah, no, perception because you need to see if there's anything with them.
13.
Not that you can tell, except for the fact that they are acting really odd.
17.
You can sense there's a little bit of magic going on. What exactly, you don't know.
Alright. Cord,
Ooh.
I don't feel right about this.
Wait, you said magic?
Yes.
One moment. You need to look
Well,
up
I mean,
his feet.
if they would shut up 2 seconds, I would have already told them, but they won't. So,
There's nothing to tell them.
that's what I was gonna say. I don't even remember where I'm actually from. I come from somewhere
You
off
come
the.
from Transylvania.
Where the fuck is that?
It's where you come from.
Oh well, if you say so.
She immediately
Don't ring a bell.
she immediately gets close and whispers, "I don't think they want information for themselves."
Calm, it's nonsense. You should have a relaxing time. It's not often we get village visitors. You are welcome here. Let us entertain you. Be entertained. Stay.
Yes, this sounds like an even worse idea. Anyway,
Cole leans towards the chiseled gentleman at the table he's sitting alongside, whispers to him, "Is this usual for these taverns? Because it's not very rowdy or anything, but they're a bit annoying."
It's very rare that we get guests in this city.
I wonder why.
We should probably get going if you want to help. Otherwise, I'm going to have to see about moving out of myself.
Yeah, no, I'm all for that. Cord, let's pay the man and let's go.
I already paid him.
Oh,
Can I take the
Mark.
L with me?
By the way, the barkeep is literally just... He polished his 8 glasses and then started over again.
oh, this is very Truman Show.
Right, so I'm going to take this with me then. Cheers. Cole gets up, out the door.
If you're taking glass, you owe me a gold.
No thanks. And he leans back around the door and puts it down on a table.
No good visitor is always trying to steal what's left of my glasses.
Lightfoot follows suit on top of her panther.
Follows behind the panther.
Alright, so, as he leads you down, he's like, "My name is Ismark the Lesser. My father, Ismark the Greater, he is the burgermeister of this city."
I wonder who's the greatest.
We don't
I'm
discuss
sorry,
that.
continue on.
As you head down, you see a weary-looking mansion that squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left gate swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gates repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the ground and press up with menace upon the house itself. Yet against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finishing of the walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, and each one marked with the stains of an evil omen.
Inviting.
I've slept in worse places.
I mean, what other choice do we have?
I've guided through worse places.
Okay,
Alright, are we going in?
He's
Oh,
heading towards the house and opening the door.
Oof, this is very unsettling.
Well, if you're too much of a pansy for it, and he stomps off.
I never said. Just commenting on the decor.
Lightfoot is right behind the half-orc, but off of her panther.
Ishmak reaches the door and he whispers in, Irina Tazai, Ishmak, let us in. We are going to try to find a way to get you out of here. The door opens slightly, and he steps inside.
And Core follows.
Following, I'm sure Core's gonna kick the door open.
No, it's already open. You don't need to.
Well, wider.
So all of you enter the house?
Thank
Oh,
God
yeah.
this is not
Yeah.
exalted.
The interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet the fixtures show great signs of great wear. Noticeable oddities are boarded up windows, the presence of holy symbols in every room. The burgomaster is in the side room on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin surrounded by wilting flowers and the faint odor of decay. In front of you, sitting down, is a striking young woman with auburn hair who has 2 bite marks on the side of her neck. The villagers seem to be afraid of her, which is why there's been so much damage to the house. And I don't mean like 2 individual circles, I mean 2 sets of bite marks.
Core smooths his hand over his bald, scarred head, twists at the pointed part of his beard, steps forward and goes,
Oh God.
Hello, I'm Core, and these are my
Compatriots.
employees.
Or
I'm
employees.
sorry. What?
You lost me there for a minute, I'm sorry. Please continue.
That's all he says.
Boverick. This is name again? Panther girl?
Littlefoot.
Littlefoot.
Ishmak, are you
And-
sure these people can help us? I'm not sure they looked all that reliable. They seem a bit funny.
Sorry, I forgot who I myself was. Lightfoot.
Madam, I am hilarious.
We're just kind of bewildered and lost at the moment, and now all of a sudden we are tasked to escort you.
And I'm all out of Estus.
Awesome. Thank you very much for the follow, by the way. Sorry, getting back on subject here. The woman seems a bit confused as well, and she looks up when you mention that you seem confused. You're not from around here, are you?
No, and currently we don't even know where exactly we are, other than we're in Borovia.
I was not from around here either. That is why he came for me.
He?
Devil's known as Strahd. He keeps coming and wants to take me. I want to get away. That is why Ishmak has offered to help, but he is no fighter. He cannot survive the trip.
And some
Well-
fella like him's not a fighter. I seem to have misjudged you, my friend. Are you just a drinker?
No, I am a scholar, lad.
Oh. Well, we can't all be perfect.
We should probably go, but it would be best to not stay the entire day, or we should leave in the morning. The best option is not to travel at night.
Why not?
The land is a terrible place at night. Have you not seen it?
No, there's fog everywhere.
Let us just say it is not something that would be very good. You can understand if you look at our doors and our windows.
I mean, we've already been attacked by wolves, so I imagine there's worse things out there.
If you've already been attacked by wolves, that means they would probably have your scent.
That's probably because of core.
If anything, they've got the poor saps scent who got lobbed at 'em.
Oh, right. We
And
did
maybe the
that before.
dwarfs.
Someone didn't wait.
I mean,
And
the corpse was
those
on
were
you, so
carrying
you
them.
have that scent.
Do you have a bathroom?
We have an outhouse at the back.
Is the water clean?
The washing basin does have water. We do have piping, but I'm not sure what you need.
Core points to the large corpsey stain on his shoulder.
I see. There is a water pump nearby as well. You can use that to get yourself some clean water.
Thank you very much, madam. I will be back in a moment. Which way is that?
That is out back by the outhouses.
Right. So, back, front door, is there a back door?
There is a back door through there.
Right. I'll be back then. And he goes to the back door.
Also, before we go, I would like to bury we would like to bury the father. He has been here this entire time, and we have not been able to. There is much darkness, and to be honest, you can tell that people don't like me around here.
Do you know why?
She points to the markings on her neck. It seems that Strahd has his eyes on me, and whatever Strahd has his eyes on, he generally does not want to let go.
Is there anything else you can tell us about this Strahd?
Only that he is the devil incarnate. He is an evil man. He's been controlling these lands for near 400 years.
Just him. 400 years.
As far as we know, no one has ever seen him except for that time that he just appears, and he has taken twice of my neck.
Anything odd happened to you after that?
It is very fuzzy. I do not recall much. All I know is that he would appear, and then he would leave, and it would be just a mess, and I could not remember anything.
I'm gonna take a look or gaze the room again, and you said there were holy symbols, anything I can identify about them?
They are various different holy symbols from various different gods and goddesses, most of which you could probably easily recognize and depict. All of them seem to be aligned to good or lawful good.
Okay, and I already said the body's in a open casket
No, it's in a coffin. Sealed
or
coffin.
coffin.
It's lying in a simple wooden coffin with wilting flowers.
And alright, so you want us to put him to rest, bury him.
Yes, I would like to bury him out in the graveyard by the church before we leave.
I would like to not go out to that graveyard right now, because that's where we came from.
Are you sure you're not meaning the one in the city? Or are you meaning the one further up the road?
Oh, we were talking about off the road. Oh, how far I'm sorry, hold on. Did we pass that on the way here?
No, you did not.
Which way is the graveyard, and how far is it from here?
It is several blocks up to the north. Not that far, but you exit the city gates and it is right there.
How are we gonna get this? All right. Well, I would gladly help with that. Just need to figure out a way to get that to the graveyard. Do we have a carriage or something to get it transported there?
You have a giant half orc.
Right, but something I don't want to trouble him with. Where's Cor? Is he back yet?
And with that, Core strolls in, upper body glistening and nice and clean, gives a flex and goes, I'm back, milady.
Cor, you want to carry a casket?
Alright then, yeah, sure. Is it that one?
Yes.
Might want to put the lid on it.
The lid is sealed. It's just got wilted flowers on top.
Oh. Well, in that case, Core comes over to it, squats down, grabs a hold of it, side by side, arms out around it, and hefts up with his legs.
Alright, you pick up the coffin.
Now what?
We're gonna go to the graveyard.
Okay, so you're heading up to the church and graveyard then? Are all of you going, or is some of you going to stay here with her, or are you going to bring her with you?
First, Lightfoot pokes our most esteemed dwarven cleric with the end of her the back of her spear, not the point,
Okay, thank you.
and tries to get him to follow her towards a little bit more discreet talking area.
Alright, Cor, you think you'd be able to handle it on your own for now?
Yeah.
Alright, leave it in good hands.
Don't leave just yet.
Why?
Are we out of hearing of the girl?
Yes, you would be outside of her hearing range. She's just a normal human.
Okay. Flowers should not be wilting around a goddamn coffin like that.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
everything kind of breaks apart and returns to land and all that. I mean, it's just flowers. What's weird about that?
It would imply that there was something less than good going on.
Exactly.
Add a character here for a moment. Welcome to Barovia. Something's not good here. Yeah, duh.
Also, too good for his own good. Thank you for your kind words.
I would say once the body's outside the city, burn it.
Right, so not burying.
You can bury him, but burn him.
Okay.
We could burn them, then bury them. Alright, or we
Yes.
can bury them, then burn them.
Can I use?
Incinerate the body and then bury the ashes. It'll count in most religions.
Core's shifting a little bit on his feet. He's like, not to complain or anything, but I'm holding a corpse in a big wooden box. Can we hurry it along a little bit?
I thought we were already moving.
I thought we'd stopped to talk.
Onward. Let's just say we're going.
All right.
Alright, so you're heading up towards the church.
Lightfoot at least closes the goddamn doors behind them to keep the girl safe.
Okay, so Ishmark and Irina are staying back in the house. And the four of you are traveling up with the coffin?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can definitely see that there is a church up ahead. It looks a bit worn, a bit damaged, but it's up on a slight rise just outside the city gates.
Alright, look around to see if anyone's. If can we see if make sure no one followed us or anyone nearby?
There is nobody around for like you cannot see a soul.
All right, I guess we can burn it here.
Are we in the graveyard already?
Or are you
I mean,
at
do
the,
we
you're not quite at the church yet. You haven't left the
Like,
gates yet.
do we have to be there to burn it? We can just do it now.
Right. But funeral rites and all. I mean, should we not be at the graveyard first? I don't want to piss any gods off. All right.
Oh, so you all right? You're full of surprises.
What? You think just because I am ruggedly handsome, I can't be God-fearing?
Yes.
Any other day, that'd be a compliment.
All right. Never mind. Keep it going then. You have the corpse.
While we're traveling, can Lightfoot sense anything off with the casket and whatever's inside?
You can feel the body's probably flumping around a little bit from the motion of being carried, but other than that, nothing.
And Claw's kind of jostling it on purpose because it amuses him.
All right, atop a slight rise against the roots of the stone, the pillar stones, stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. The church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end, and is worn and weary. The bell tower rises towards the back, and the flickering light shines through the holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load.
All right.
Well,
That
this
seems
place
like
is just as shit as everywhere else we've been today.
Is there anything there besides the party?
No, outside
Within
the church.
sight.
Outside the church, no. But you can tell that the heavy wooden doors of the church are covered in claw marks and scarred with fire.
Right.
That's not a good sign.
Maybe we should find a grave that's already been dug out to plop this in, burn it, and chuck sod on it, and be done with it. I'd rather not stick about to dig a fresh grave.
no. I agree on that one.
Agreed.
Any dug up graves around?
Let me see. Nope. There is
Bollocks.
Littlefoot goes over to the church doors and looks over the claw marks.
none. It's about the same size as the direwolves that attacked you earlier.
Our fuzzy friends have been busy.
These ones are older. Much older.
Alright, well, anybody got a shovel?
I left it in the back.
Well, I'm sure there's one around here. It's a graveyard.
I'll go look.
I would do it, but I'm kind of holding a coffin.
You could probably just put it down.
Well, I mean, if wolves turn up, I was going to lob it out.
No, we're not doing that again.
Littlefoot
the
knocks
corpse,
on the
the
church
coffin.
doors.
You can
Is
hear
anyone home?
You can hear some rattling, and there seems to be some. Although it doesn't seem to be coming from just inside the church, you can hear some rattling, scratching, and what seems to be some weird noises coming from probably underneath the church. It's not like a bunch of different ones, but more like one voice. But the church doors do open, and there stands a man of the cloth, dressed with the holy symbols of Lathander. Good evening, children. What can we do for you?
Hello. We have a body in a box. can we stick it in your graveyard?
I see. Please, come in. He opens the doors to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall itself, however, is unlit and reeks of mildew. The 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. Suddenly, the prayer is bolted by an inhuman scream that rises from beneath the wooden floor.
Lightfoot draws an arrow and... No, actually, she's got a spear. Never mind. She readies her spear. What the hell was that?
This is something that we've been trying to contain. It is locked in the basement. It can't go anywhere. It interrupts our prayers.
Have you considered killing it?
Oh, no, I could never do that. I have my reasons, you'll have to understand, but by the light of Lathander, I cannot. But please, bring the coffin in. We will tell you what we can.
What's down there?
And for that, you'll have to wait for the next game.
Ah.
Dun dun dun.
Alright, so that was about 2 hours. How did you guys enjoy your first campaign?
I still worry that I'm, like, not doing enough.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Look
That'll
at all
come.
the specialized weapons.
Yeah, it feels like there's so much, like, it's very information dense. Like, everyone has something immediately after, so it's like, I don't really need to.
I understand that, but at the same token, I'm trying to not use everything. I'm trying to let you guys flesh out, and I'm building stuff based off of your reactions.
Yeah. I also dropped the mute thing because it was going to be fucking annoying to deal with.
It could
I
be
thought it
that
was going
your
to be
character doesn't
something
talk that
difficult to
much.
play.
I figure she's selective with it. Like, she only talks when she feels it's necessary.
That's fair.
Whereas Core talks a bit too much, maybe.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, man, you sound legitimately like an orc when you...
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, when you put in the voice, that is legitimately like what I imagine orcs sound like.
I spent a few weeks figuring it out before we started.
I am highly envious. I try and do dwarf, but it just comes off sounding like Irish to nonsense.
I hope the voices of the townsfolk and everything were good, though. I did my
The one
best.
time
Yes.
the one time I
Yeah,
put on
yeah,
an accent, the Aussie guy who we were playing with wanted to punch me. He was not happy.
Alright. Well,
He's usually not.
we will have to see about our next session, which will probably be in like 2 weeks or so. For those who are interested, next Saturday there is another D&D game, but this is a different one being run by one of my friends, and I am a player in that one. So look forward to that stream. Do any of you guys have any stuff going on?
I've got like 5 or 6 campaigns I want to DM, but I can't decide which one. And they all have like wildly different tech trees, so one's diesel punk, which is like 30s, 40s tech, one's hyper modern, one's post-apocalyptic. If any of you guys are interested in this stuff, and I do mean you guys on the Twitch chat and you guys here, PM me about it and we can decide which one, because I really am.
Hit me up with some information later. I'll take a look at it and see if it perks my interest.
Yeah, it really sucks because every time I get a group together, we go for like 2 or 3 sessions, and then every time someone gets a job at a warehouse, and then everything falls apart. It is always a warehouse. This has happened 4 times. And I figure I am just going to cut my losses, make a campaign that's 4 sessions long, and...
There's nothing wrong with making a shorter campaign.
Yeah, do a miniseries.
But it's like I don't want to do a shorter campaign. I want to do one of like super long international intrigue and shit, and it just...
There's a good suggestion in the chat here. For the players, here's a tip. If look for some YouTube videos of the accents you want to use, then try to mimic those voice. That could usually help.
So Gladys from Portal. Gotcha.
But seriously though, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I will get back in touch with the players here, and it'll probably be in about 2 weeks or so. Does that work for you guys? Probably.
Yeah, it's fine by me.
We'll see. Depends on like.
Make sure before you start next week, make sure you poke me because I don't know if you've had
next
games
week- next
between
week's-
the last one I was there.
No.
But
because that one's
because
once
the
a
voice
month.
of God has to make a reappearance.
That game is only once a month, Tess.
Right. Okay.
And that'll
Oh.
be starting at 11 o'clock local, which would be 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific.
Yeah, they've got one of their players is playing a dwarf, and I in the Twitch chat act as his beer god's voice, telling him what to do. So I'll throw out godly suggestions now and again about drink-related activity.
That sounds amazing.
You'll have to tune in for that game. That starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time next Saturday.
All right.
You said 2 weeks?
I'm thinking this campaign is going to be probably every 2 weeks or so.
Okay, because I have probably just a bunch of schoolwork to worry about, but then that's independent.
It's going to depend a bit on my schedule too. It might be a Friday, it might be a Saturday, it might be a Sunday, depending on like what day I have off and what time.
Okay.
I will actually see. This is only going to be relevant to people who have access to the Discord, unfortunately. But I'll put all the stuff I have in a doc, and then I'll forward it to the RP thing.
All right.
Okie dokie.
Anybody else
Right.
have any news or info they want to share before we call it?
The moment you mentioned the location name, I'm like, I got this feeling of fangs, probably claws being involved. Oh, I don't know, vampires, undead, and I'm here with piercing fucking weapons.
You see, the Thunder Cannon is going to be horribly fun because every level it does 1d6 more damage.
Oh,
Now you see-
when we actually get into combat, some crazy shit from Core is a berserker.
Oh, I remember we had a berserker in another campaign, and if you're anything like him, it's going to be amazing because he could fly.
Just remember, not all combat is combat.
Yeah.
That is true.
We found, somehow, with a really good roll, we found Wings of Flight at level 5.
Nice.
We gave them to the berserker.
You gave them to the berserker.
We gave
So
them
he
to
would
the
just
berserker.
swoop in with his wings. And
Yeah,
fucking
that's exactly
slash
what
it
he'd
to
do.
pieces.
He would just hover around in a circle. Someone would tell him what to attack, and he'd either drop on them and just crush their head, or he'd pick them up, carry them up, and drop them.
Oh, I'm just imagining Core flying through the air going, I believe I...
Let's just leave it at this. I am planning to do the whole Curse of Strahd for you guys, and seeing how it goes, depending on how everything flows, we'll either roll something new or continue, and we'll go into a different game. Because I also have, I'm gonna just look over here. We have the Sword Coast Adventures Guide. We have the starter set with all the stories involved there. We have Horde of the Dragon Queen, Rise of Tiamat, Out of the Abyss, Storm King's Thunder, Princes of the Apocalypse, and I will be getting the Tales from the Yawning Pool.
Failing anything else, I could also come up with a setting or two.
You know, I like being a DM, but I also really love being a player. So, maybe after Curse of Strahd, you could take over as DM.
I'll see what I can do.
Hey.
I have quite a few.
Yeah. As Polinicus says in the chat, we literally have all the 5th edition D&D books. All of them. All. I have Dungeonology, Sword Coast, Player's Handbook, additional feats, additional rules, starter set, Volo's Guide to Monsters, Dungeon Master's Guide, Monsters Manual, Player's Handbook, and all of the settings.
Oh man.
It's like this was literally my Christmas present from my mom, because my mom was my original dungeon master back when D&D Basic was out. She basically raised me playing a spellcaster in D&D Basic. So when I never asked for anything for my birthday or Christmas, and she was like, well, what do you want? And I was like, D&D books.
Just
So
all of them.
she basically, like, I bought the player's handbook myself and the Dungeon Master's Guide. She sent me 5 of the books, and then enough money to cover those 2 books, plus buy all the rest of them.
Damn.
So literally, the entire collection of D&D was given to me by my mom for Christmas. Because I never asked for anything, so she's like, "Well, here you go. Here's like 4 birthday presents in a row."
Oh my god. Just, like, holy shit.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, my mom.
gotta say, though, I was expecting you to take the door with you, Tess.
That is the mark of a good character, when you can anticipate ideas like that.
I was tempted, but then I would have had to carry a door around.
Here's the thing that I stick to, and it's something I believed before I saw this, but I couldn't put it into words until I saw the video from Pro Jared. Making D&D fun is not about making the best character, it's about making an interesting character.
I don't
I
mean
hope
to,
I've managed to do so. With
I'm
Core.
so fucked.
So far, anyway.
I don't mean to shit talk my previous group because they were good people. They still are good people. I keep in touch with them. But they really do power level. If you are not completely optimized, you're going to be the butt of every joke, basically.
Well, see,
Improvised tower shield
I mean-
door, I would roll rules for that.
Oh, you know, Core, he's not the shield type. If a weapon isn't bouncing off of his nipples, he's not happy.
No,
My
but you
God.
see, what he could have done was, like the corpse throw, he could have used it as an improvised weapon. Tossed it right down a lane and taken out a few people.
If at some point we are in a situation where there is an object nearby that will be both amusing and painful, Core will grab it and will use it, regardless of whether or not his sword would be better.
Yeah, that fits for another basic rule too. Make interesting decisions, not always the best ones.
Like when I was rolling his sheet, right, I had it in my head straight away that I didn't care what the other stats were, his intelligence needed to give him a negative. I wanted him to be stupid, because it would be more fun to play.
Alright.
And so far, he has been. I'm loving it.
I can't wait to see how this turns out. And I think someone actually complimented you in Twitch chat a
They
while
did,
ago.
There was a compliment for our half orc.
Thank you very, very much.
Right.
I am
But
very
for
pleased to
next
have
game-
entertained you.
For the next game, if you guys could try to either provide some kind of portrait for your characters or something, that would be awesome. Be it draw it yourself or just find some placeholder art.
It is
just,
funny that you mentioned
I'll
that
drop mine
because right
into-
here, I have the sketchbook I drew her in.
Ah,
Hooray!
I'll drop Core's picture into the roleplay chat right now.
Because
This
what I'll
is
do
going
is
to be
I'll see if
good,
I can basically make an icon or something like that for you guys for the backdrop. So that way
Alright.
people who are watching can get an idea of who's who.
Sounds
There we
good.
go. That's Core.
Okay. With that in mind, everybody, thank you very much for watching. We are going to cut the stream off here. We will be back, like I said, next week for a different game. And then we'll see about what day of the week the week after that will be the return to Barovia.
Yay! Before you
Look
end,
forward
just
to it,
real
Paul.
quick, I'm just going to because the Twitch chat can't see the Discord, so I'm just going to link
Feel
the
free.
Twitter post that I did of the same image, so that chat can see Core.
And I think
And there-
I'm linked in your Twitch post, right? I think me linked in there.
In the Twitter post,
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I don't.
Okay.
Wait, yes, actually, I do because you liked it. There we go.
Let me just snag a
You're on
picture
the
of my
likes.
sketchbook, actually.
Alright. So
I'll give
feel
you-
free to you can follow me on Twitch as well. That'll give you access and updates for all of the game and how things are going to be going from here. Once again, thank you very much for watching. We greatly appreciate having people here to interact with. even if you're just watching and commenting. It's great. It makes me feel energized, and I'm sure it makes you guys feel energized if you were watching the chat as well, because I know Tessa was watching it.
Yes.
The
Yes, I was.
next game is Saturday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard, so 10 a.m. Pacific would be the next game. The next game for Barovia, which with me being DM, will probably be the week after that on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. That's why I'm saying follow me on Twitter, because that'll give you the best update you can get on that. All right. Anything else before I cut off the stream, guys?
Thanks for watching. I hope we entertained.
Battle Panther. That's all I gotta say.
Battle
I look forward to
Panther.
working with you.
All right.
I am such a dwarf.